Hello, Sierra.
Hello.
Hi, how are you today? Good.
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Okay, so here we have the 2016 all-wheel drive Kia Sportage. This is the EX luxury model.
Okay.
The first thing I'd like to point out is that the keyless entry works based on proximity. So when you're close to the vehicle, you have the key on your person. All you do is push this button, it unlocks the door for you.
Very nice.
Yeah, and the same with the ignition. You step inside, you touch the brake, you push the ignition button, and the vehicle starts right up for you.
Awesome.
So here, we'll just turn it on to accessory mode, seeing as we're indoors. We don't want to gas everybody out. Now what you'll see here is the 2.4 liter 4-cylinder gas direct inject engine. Like I said, it has 4 cylinders, 182 horsepower, 177 pounds of torque. There's 4 valves per cylinder. It works with variable valve timing, so what that does is it increases your fuel efficiency and your performance overall. So yeah, Kia's really worked on the safety features and the performance of these vehicles, especially this year. So yeah, that being said, it has an aluminum block-in head. It's a 6-speed Sportmatic automatic transmission, so at any point in time while you're driving, you can switch from automatic to manual. That won't be a problem. All right, and yeah, as you can see, everything's accessible here. We have the Northern package on here, which also gives you a bit of extra features. It insulates, you have the block heater, gives you some insulation properties in here, and I believe there's a fire blanket safety feature here. These pins, they melt out in case of a fire, and they smother the engine so the fire can't carry on into the cabin or do any excessive damage. Yeah. Come around here. Kia's also added some extra safety features. We have the side and front impact, which in the front, the vehicle will sort of crumple underneath the engine so it doesn't get pushed into the cab towards the occupants, as well as the side impact feature, which directs the force of the impact away from the occupants towards the ends of the vehicles. The gas tank has a capacity of 58 liters, and with an average between highway and city driving of just around 10 liters per 100 kilometers, that should net you just under about 600 kilometers of range per tank. So if you want to look inside here, do you have children?
Yes, I do. I have 2.
Oh, excellent. How old are they? 4 and 6. Okay. So at least one of them is still in a child seat.
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, there's 3 options here. You can move a child seat to any one of these seats in the back. It's a 60-40 split.
Okay.
So there's the 3 anchoring points there. And again, if you choose to have both children here at the same time, there's the console here. Your 6-year-old can place his snacks or beverages there. There's a lot of room back there, which is really nice. It doesn't quite look like it from the outside, but once you get in there, you really notice it.
Spacious.
Yeah. So there's also a bottle holder here as well, so that's not flying around the vehicle. If you have a couple drinks in the cup holders already, there's your backups if you're going on some long trips.
Right.
So do you take long trips at all?
Yeah, I go down to Edmonton ever so often.
Okay, right on. So there's a couple interesting features you might be interested in with regards to your traveling habits as well. We'll get into those once we sit inside the vehicle.
Awesome.
Okay, so in the back here, there's a lot of room, as you can see.
Yeah, it's very spacious.
Yeah, so there's some tie-down points here for your cargo net, if you like.
Okay.
Just pop this up here. We have some extra storage compartments. You can keep everything organized and separate. Again, for the long hauls, you know, first aid kit's always good.
Yeah, very handy.
You bet. Okay, and underneath here, have you ever changed a tire on the side of the highway before?
Yes, I have.
How fun is that?
It is not fun at all.
Not at all. I've done that myself, and usually you find yourself under the vehicle while traffic is buzzing by you, regardless of the weather, unfortunately.
Yes.
My luck, it would be at night in the snow or rain. So here, it's obviously been put inside for you to keep everything clean, and you're not crawling under the vehicle. And yeah, and it'll be a little bit warmer on your hands, I would imagine, if it's a colder season.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it comes with everything, the jack and the spare there. Yeah, and it tucks away nice and flat here too, so you're not dealing with an uneven surface for when you're stacking, playing Tetris with your luggage or anything like that. Okay. Again, the same thing on this side, so your children have lots of room to play, and yeah. Okay. All right, now the fun stuff. Would you like to have a seat?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I'm just going to close the door here. Oh, actually, I should show you a few of these so I'm not reaching over you. Okay, so we have the power folding mirrors here, which is a nice feature. Have you ever tried to park here in Grand Prairie?
Yeah, it is not an easy task.
No, it sure isn't. So I found this to be a really interesting feature. So, you know, we don't like to admit it, but, you know, every once in a while somebody falls victim to a hit and run. So to reduce that, we have the folding mirrors.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you just get in the vehicle and hit this button when you get out, and away they go. Once you get in, obviously you extend the mirrors.
Great.
Yeah, so this right here, all of the models except for the base model come with a backup sonar alarm and the backup camera.
Okay.
So if you find the backup alarms a little bit annoying, you know, cacophonous, if you got it under control, then all you do is push this button and that disengages the backup alarms, so you don't have that ringing in your ear.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly. And next to it, you know, with distracted driving laws in effect and everything, we have the dimmer switch for the instrument panel.
Okay.
So I mean, you don't want to be distracted, and that goes with the steering wheel too, but we'll get into that in just a minute here. This Active Eco is a really interesting feature. So what that does is that it affects the performance of the engine, the transaxle, and the air conditioning unit. So it increases your efficiency and your performance as well. So you don't even have to think about it. The car is going to sort of gauge what you're doing and improve your performance and overall fuel economy.
Great.
So this is your downhill braking feature.
Okay.
So what that does is the car's not going to run away on you. If you're on a steep incline, it's going to maintain a speed of 8 kilometers an hour for you. So that way you can focus on steering alone.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And now this looks like traction control, but what that is actually stability control. So if you're going through any extreme cornering maneuvers or anything like that, what that's going to do is give you extra stability in the vehicle.
All right.
Yeah, so that works automatically, and it's advised to keep that on basically any time. It just pretty much assists you in any cornering maneuvers regardless. So they advise it during any day. Yeah, you betcha. All right, so I'm going to come around here, hop in, and we'll go through the rest of the interior.
Awesome.
So how does that feel?
It feels great. Lots of room, lots of leg room, elbow room. I feel very comfortable.
Right on. Good to hear. So the first thing I'm going to get you to do is check out the controls just on your left side there.
Okay.
You have the lumbar feature, the tilt, and then of course forward and backwards, up and down. That's fully automatic or fully electric, adjustable. All right, and then that's another feature we have is the heated steering, like I pointed that out. And with the luxury model, that's kind of an added feature. You can get the EX and the EX Luxury. Well, with this luxury model, you have the cooled seats as well as the heated, and you have the heated steering wheel. Yeah, they added a few interesting features with that. Okay, so why don't we just turn on the heat here, or cool? Which would you prefer?
Heat.
All right, let's turn that on. And you can just get a sensation for what it's going to do over a short period of time.
Absolutely.
All right, we have the dual climate controls, and if you want to sync them up so you're controlling the entire vehicle, then you just push that button right there and it'll affect both sides.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we have this interesting interface here. We don't have the navigation in this model. That is optional.
Okay.
But nonetheless, it's still very effective. So we have the setup here. Do you listen to a lot of music?
I sure do.
Awesome. Yeah, me too, exactly. So I like to play around with my sound. Let's just say that.
Same.
You bet. So you hit setup here. No, you go to, no, setup, display, automatic jukebox. Okay, so I've only played around with the navigation one, so
No worries.
yeah. Nonetheless, there is a interesting feature for adjusting the balance and where your sound is coming from in the vehicle.
All right.
All right, jukebox, you can add any MP3 or WMA files, and that'll just play it at random.
Awesome.
Yeah, and everything is voice activated. So what Kia's done is we hooked up with Microsoft a little while ago, and so that kind of gives us an extra edge on the technology side of things. We have this UVO feature in our vehicles, which responds to your voice.
Okay.
So everything in here is voice command as far as controlling your interior technology or your music interface or anything like that.
Okay.
All right. What else do we have here? Okay, yeah, as I was saying, the Sportmatic automatic transmission. Okay, well, let me go over this too. This is really interesting here. Okay,
Awesome.
so we have the USB, the auxiliary, and the 12-volt chargers. So you can be charging your phone, listening to music through Bluetooth or through the auxiliary cord if you don't have a smartphone or an old iPod or something you found. You can be charging your devices in the back as well as charging your devices in the front. There's a lot of options there.
Great.
And we provide our new vehicle owners with 3 months of Sirius satellite radio, complimentary.
Sweet.
Absolutely, that's always an added benefit. So now back to the Sportmatic automatic transmission feature. What's really neat is you tap the brake, you pull this down into drive. Go ahead and try that out and see how it feels. Now just jog that over to the left. You're now in manual. All you can do is just bump that up or bump that down. You're shifting.
Oh, would you look at that?
Okay, so now let's get on to some other neat features. We have the sunroof. It's automatic as well. And then the moonroof in the back. So even on a cloudy day, you're getting that extra bit of sunshine to boost everyone's mood.
Great.
All right, and the interior, I love the design of it. It's great. I would say that it keeps a healthy sense of class with just the perfect touch of rebellious adventurousness. So, are there any questions you have regarding the vehicle?
Can we take it for a test drive?
You betcha. Let's hit the road, and I'll see if I can find a few more neat features for you to enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Right on.